What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and boy, it's just, are you tired of winning yet? Are you tired of being right? Are you tired of the art of the deal? Well, it seems like the left is 100% very tired of losing. Their cope levels are reaching catastrophic, toxic. Leave a like on the video right now if you're not tired of winning, because I absolutely need more of it. I want more of it. And a lot of you already heard about the China deal. Sure, that's great. But behind that are also some really great moves about pharmaceutical prices, about trade, about the cost of goods, the cost of living, inflation being down, gasoline, energy, groceries, everything being down, drug prices being cut 59%. It's just incredible what we have on the horizon for us here. Obviously, it's not, things take time. There's like a 90-day window here where, America and China has to get back, they have to figure things out. But let's take a look at just some of these warpath victories that Trump's laid out. In just 1 week, Trump has secured the UK trade deal, a China trade deal. Although the China trade deal, sure, it's a pause, it's a reset, everything's good. But eventually, over the next 90 days, we're going to have to deal with this. The ceasefire, release of American hostage, ceasefire in India, Pakistan, which I'm reading online that there may be some radiation fallout stuff going on. I have to look into that more. Ceasefire with the Houthis. Again, it's crazy. The amount of winning that we're seeing done. Now, of course, the media is going to obsess over his Qatari jet. I have mixed feelings about the jet. Here's what I say. I don't really care. Although optically it looks bad. You shouldn't take a $400 million jet from Qatar. But ultimately, I literally don't care. After we lived through Biden and Hunter and all the corruption there, I have literally run out of F's to give in terms of these people enriching themselves. My concern is like, do you take a jet that has a little, kill switch in it or something like that? I'm more concerned for his safety than anything else. But Trump has also now signed an order aiming to cut some U.S. drug prices to match the lower ones abroad. President Trump on Monday revived a controversial policy that aims to slash drug costs by tying the prices of some medicine in the United States to the significantly lower ones abroad. Trump signed an executive order including several different actions to renew that effort, known as the most favored nation policy. Trump did not refer to specific nations, but signaled that he would target other developed countries because there are some countries that need additional help, and that's fine. Basically, what we're doing is equalizing. Trump said during the press event on Monday, we're going to pay the lowest price there is in the world. We will get whoever is paying the lowest price. That's the price we're going to get. Big agree. The fact that these drug companies are just selling their prices, are selling these drugs to other nations at cheaper prices proves that they could sell drugs in America at cheaper prices. But the way our patent system works, they have exclusive rights to that product. And so there's really no fair market. If you're the guy that, if you're the people that came up with Wegovy, you can charge whatever you want to charge for a period of whatever it is, 7 years before generics are allowed. It's not, and that is in place. So drug companies can recoup R&D, sure, but they also don't play by the rules. White House officials did not disclose which medications the order will apply to. How about insulin first? But said it will impact the commercial market as well as the Medicare and Medicaid. They said Monday's announcement will be broader than a similar policy that Trump tried to push during his first term, which only applied to Medicare Part B drugs. Officials added that the administration will have particular focus on drugs that have the largest disparities and the largest expenditures. Of course, you apply the 80-20 rule, which could include popular weight loss and diabetes treatments like GLP-1s. It's unclear how effective the policy will be at lowering the cost for patients. In social media posts, Trump claimed that drug prices will be cut by 59% plus. But Trump during the press event claimed that drug prices may even fall more, between 59 and 80%, I guess even 90%. Shares of U.S. drug makers were mixed on Monday. Shares of Merck rose 4%, while Pfizer and Amgen climbed more than 2%. How it works? Well, part of the order takes aims at nations abroad, which will have more power to negotiate down drug prices with pharmaceutical companies. Starting today, the United States will no longer subsidize the health care of foreign countries, which is what we've been doing, Trump said, adding that the U.S. will no longer tolerate profiteering and price gouging from big pharma. Good. He added that it was really the countries that forced big pharma to do things, frankly, I'm not sure they felt comfortable doing. We're going to be working to make sure that countries aren't being unfair in their negotiations with pharmaceutical companies. One official said drug makers are constantly complaining about being put in an untenable situation with these negotiations because those companies typically have to broker drug discounts with entire countries. Unlike the US, several foreign countries offer universal health coverage where the government is the sole payer, giving it significant leverage to negotiate lower prices. White House officials said that they expect drug makers to provide discounts across the board to reciprocate the actions the Trump administration is taking to address prices abroad. Big agree. We're going to cut out the middleman and facilitate direct sale of drugs to the most favored nation price directly to the American citizen. Within 30 days, the secretary will have set clear targets for price reductions across all markets in the United States. According to officials, this will open up a round of negotiations between Health and Human Services and the pharmaceutical industry. Officials said, not providing exact details. This would be great. Obviously, it's complicated, and there's a lot of things that we need to understand. That, just like with the tariffs, right? Trump will promise 90%, and Americans will end up with 25%. And the left will say, ha, 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 Trump didn't know what he was doing. He only saved you 25%. Meanwhile, the rest of Americans will be like, dang, Daniel, this is pretty nice. Now everything's 25% cheaper. I have a little bit of money left at the end of the month. That's pretty nice. Obviously, the American hostage, Adnan Alexander, has now been freed from Hamas captivity.
Expectation of the last American hostage held by Hamas is
again, Trump is out there making deals. Here we have drug prices to be cut by 59%, plus gasoline, energy, groceries, and all other costs down. No inflation. Love Donald J. Trump. The left is trying to call this price control. That's not really the way that this is going to work. Trying to say that this is a socialist concept. Wrong. The reason the prices are so high in the U.S. is because of government intervention and overregulation. Absolutely. Why would a free market sell at different prices to America than the rest of the world? Exactly. There is no free market, essentially, because, we're not one payer, and insurance companies are fine just passing the costs on to American citizens and doing whatever it is that they want to do. Usually understand things, but you have this wrong. Again, this is not price fixing. This is, the claims have mixed support. Drug prices may decrease with new policies, but 59% cut uncertain due to legal and industry challenges. Again, fine. Give me 20%. Give me 30%. Didn't Democrats say that they were the ones fighting for the middle class and working class Americans? Yet Donald Trump here is the only man trying to get it done. Now, we don't know. I mean, the China deal has to finish out, has to bear out fruit. But there's right. Why are Americans paying more than everybody else? It's quite simple, because, we have 1 million people negotiating. Here we have, all China had to do was wait them out like we all predicted. Well, the ones of us not stuck up orange felons rear end. Now watch them all say art of the deal or some crap, knowing dang well about 4 months were spent getting us back to where we started. Were the tariffs 10%? Were the tariffs 10% with China before? You know, the left is having a hard time coping today. Idiotic take, dumbest tweet of the day. It's only 10 a.m. I mean, all these people are saying, oh, well, we're only finally back to Liberation Day prices. Yeah, well, we'll see how the rest of the week goes. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. The pharma prices, the pharmaceutical prices coming down, which would be great. The plane thing, the media is going to be obsessing over the plane thing. Take it, don't take it. I don't care. This is a huge blow to big pharma, and the pharmaceutical prices affect all of Americans. This stupid jet just does not affect me. I don't really care.
But starting today, the United States will no longer subsidize the health care of foreign countries, which is what we were doing. We're subsidizing others' health care. Countries where they paid a small fraction of what, for the same drug, that what we pay many, many times more for, and we're no longer...
Essentially, the way this works is because they're negotiating with the entire UK government, you know, they're negotiating a lower price. What Trump is saying is, we want that price. And whatever the systems he puts in place to get us that price, or even just generally lower pricing, I think are good.
Tolerate profiteering and price gouging from Big Pharma. But again, it was really the countries that forced Big Pharma to do things that, frankly, I'm not sure they really felt comfortable doing. But they've gotten away with it, these countries. European Union has been brutal. And the drug companies actually told me stories. It was just brutal how they forced them. And Europe
don't care. We should be paying what Europe is paying. End of story. It's the same drug going into the same nation. We need to do better. We need to negotiate better. Elizabeth Warren, big trouble. Absolutely love everything that's going on right now. Stock market booming, I think. I don't know. I haven't looked. Yep. Dow Jones is up 1,000 points. Look at it over the last 5 days, up 2.6. We look at the last month. The last 6 months, you can see kind of in April where Liberation Day started. We're at 42,000, 42,225. It's at 42,130 right now. So basically, it's erased. Now, the question is it going to get back up to 44, 45,000? How long will it run? You know, the NASDAQ, this obviously pretty flat today after opening up big, up 10% over the last month. Again, here we have Liberation Day, April 2nd. It was at 17,550. I'm sorry, 17,601, and it's now at 18,553. So it's now past Liberation Day. It's even bigger than it was at the end of March. Will it get back to February numbers at 20,000? I'm hoping it does. All excellent victories for Trump. Keep the plane, don't keep the plane, don't care. Just keep winning for the American people. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.